let's talk about Giannis and James Harden. Speaking of Giannis, he was attacked by James Harden the other day. Harden says, "I wish I could be 7 feet and run and just dunk." Like, that takes no skill at all. Jake, your reaction to this?
I think Harden's comments were 100% justified. I mean, it's All-Star weekend. You're in Chicago. You're gonna have a great week. Giannis, before the week starts, he says he's in his draft with LeBron. Charles Barkley says, "What? You don't want the dribbler?" Giannis says, "I want someone who's gonna pass the ball." Clearly taking a shot at how Harden doesn't pass. May I remind you, Harden has led the league in assists in the past and currently is averaging more assists than the man that Giannis took in the draft, Kemba Walker. And then after the game, this is an all-star game. It's an exhibition game. It's not a playoff game. It's not even a regular season game. It's an all-star game. Giannis says, "We were going after whoever Harden was guarding." That is clear disrespect. If I'm playing pickup in the park or even on the driveway and someone says, "Give the ball to whoever Jake is guarding," I'm turning into an all-defensive player of the year. I'm turning into the best defender. You're not going to disrespect me like that. And that's just pickup basketball. This is NBA basketball. You're disrespecting a MVP. I think Harden's comments were more than justified. Harden has, like I said, he's an MVP. He's led the league in scoring the past 3 seasons. And when you're a player of Harden's caliber, one of the Tier A guys in the league, a Tier A superstar, you have to carry yourself with a certain pride. And like he said later in that interview, he said, "I believe I'm the best player in the league." You can't let somebody like Giannis disrespect you when yourself and your team are also competing for a championship just like him. Giannis, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't have anything over Harden at the moment. None of them have a championship. Both of them have an MVP. And Harden is just as good as Giannis right now. I think Harden just meant what he said, and I'm excited to see them face off in their next regular season game and maybe even the finals.
Well, I think this is what the NBA needs. We need to get out of the soft age. We need to trend to that trash talk age where people actually are mad at each other, where it's not all buddy-buddy, let's work out in the summer. So I like to see this in general. Now, I think Giannis, when he made those initial comments about "I want a teammate that passes," first of all, we have to establish that English is not his first language. So, and I think that maybe he didn't understand exactly kind of the magnitude and the direct shot at Harden, what he was saying. I thought he was trying to say it in more of a joking way to kind of create some good TV, because that was a televised event, to kind of spice it up. Now, obviously, the claim was wrong. Harden does pass. But to bring up your point about Harden leading the league in assists multiple times, he does have the highest usage in the league. So having the ball more is going to result in more assists. And to comment about the All-Star game thing that Harden said after the game, that we're going to go at whoever Harden is guarding, I don't blame him. Now, should he have said it? Probably not. But on the other team was LeBron, Kawhi, Chris Paul, some other elite defender, Anthony Davis, as you say. So Harden was clearly the worst defender, and obviously that's going to be the game plan when you're against those 4 elite defenders. But do you say it? Probably not. And I like the mentality of Harden in this instance to really have the fight and drive and standing up for himself, to not let these comments just fade into reality, to really push back on those. And I'm excited to see the next time these two teams play.
I haven't seen this side of Harden yet, or at least in a very long time. And I think people forget, and even myself, I forgot this. Harden grew up in Compton, one of the hardest towns or hardest places probably to grow up in the world, in America. And growing up in one of those places, you have a dog to you that gets you out. And I think Harden's dog showed out here. And I want to see him have a couple statement games coming up just to prove himself. I am who I say I am. I am one of the best in the league. I deserve to be in the conversation, and I'm serious. I'm not playing. He said in the interview, he said, "I don't see the joke." That when his interview with Rachel Nichols, he said, "I don't get the joke. Like, I'm not laughing. I'm 100% serious." And I agree with that mentality with Harden. I think that's the killer instinct he has to have going forward. He has to view himself and go out every night and prove that he is one of the best to ever do it.
And you say we haven't seen this side of Harden. I agree with that. We haven't seen this side of Giannis either. Giannis has been all about being a nice guy, being a friendly guy. And we haven't seen this kind of, now we've seen him not want to work out with other stars, but we haven't seen this just aggressive attack, or not, I wouldn't say it's malicious, but it was a statement towards Harden.
There's a difference between competing and then like being outright like disrespectful.